Uh, Hello. Where is my audio? Game? Is my audio on? Where is my audio? Oh, please. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Wait. Did I forget to press a button? I did. That's cool. Hello! Welcome in, everybody! How are we doing? It is snowing today. I don't know why. It's snowing in the middle of- well, I mean, I guess it's still like March. It's like early March. But after it- we had like a whole week of like hot weather. Well, warmer, much warmer weather than usual, which sucked because I am so terrible with the cold. I'm so terrible with the cold that I usually wear like thermal clothing under my usual clothes. So like I was going to class freaking sweating because it got so hot. And then now it's snowing like hard. But then the sun is out. I think it's calmed down. But when I woke up, I literally like stopped in my tracks when I looked out the window and it's just like white. So that's fun. The seasons are changing and I'm not ready. I'm like I'm not built for snow, but I'm truly not
Thanks
built
to my
for
training, I've learned to embrace
the
silence
heat either.
and appreciate the slow
It's
passage
terrible.
of time. And no,
Person who used to
not
live on
wasted.
the freaking beach. Oh
quiet
my god.
contemplation is a necessary step.
I'm
toward
so bad with
creative
any kind of
mind.
weather. I needed to be lukewarm at all times. Needed to be just like, I don't even know what my preferred temperature is. Probably around like 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know Celsius. I cannot learn Celsius. I think I know I talked about it once, how bad I am with the metric system. And like truthfully, I think I could get used to like meters and stuff. I could. Partially because I have to take so many freaking physics classes in school. So I'm just being forced to look at or to think of everything in meters. But like Celsius is the one thing that I cannot wrap my head around. I don't think I could ever get used to that. God forbid I ever move out of the States. I'll be suffering. I mean oh god. That's why I'm like terrified if I ever go somewhere. Like even like like say Canada for example. If I ever go somewhere and I have to like drive and I look at my car and like the speedometer or whatever and I'm like, what the hell is a kilometer? I don't know. I don't think I'll survive being out of- I'm gonna get pulled over. I'm gonna get pulled over for speeding on accident. I'm just being like, sorry, I'm a freaking American. Anyways. I know that I said last week that I'm gonna play Marsha's character story probably closer to the end of her or like yeah, closer to the end, closer to Igor's banner once Marsha's character story goes away, because I do have a bunch of exams this week. However, I just recently found out that my family is visiting in the literal last 3 days of Marsha's character story and banner. So I was like, you know what? I'll do it now. Let's do this now. Might as well. Cause it's not like the character stories are that long. They're like an hour, or not an hour. They're like close to 2 hours at most. I just like the app. So we're doing Marsha's character story today, and I'm very excited. I did see two things. One, Moldira's anecdote. I thought that was coming out a little later. So, I'll get to that next week probably. Probably closer to when the anecdote goes away. However, I did also see that the reflections have been updated. Which means I have like what, 6 character stories to do? So that's fun. I will absolutely get to these though, because these were
The fog
some of the best
the foundation
stories ever. I'm so excited. I can't wait to do these. But that'll be for a later time. Did the snow just start picking up again?
Is perfect for outdoor activities.
Oh my god.
Would you care
It's
to
so
join me for some falconry or
it's
horse
so
training?
windy.
Maybe
Okay,
we could
that's
have some
cool.
fun training critters together.
But yeah, we'll get to those
No need for
eventually.
surprise.
I don't know
I
when.
do have a life
I'm gonna take
outside
my
of the
time.
demands of nightly discipline.
Although I do want to do Nala's first. It's tempting. I might do that soon. Because I am gonna be on break. Thank God. I'm gonna be on break next week. So hopefully I can get in my fix of reverse character stories before I have to get back on the grind. But yeah, I think we are just gonna get started after I open my water bottle. God. I made tea because I was so congested this morning and it didn't do anything. But I also like drank 75% of my tea cold, which defeats the purpose of a hot drink to clear my sinuses. Oh, actually, before we get into it, Marsha has an EP, and I am watching it. We are so watching it. 1 second. I did not know that she had an EP already. Homeland. This was literally 2 days ago. Let me see. There we go. Put that back on. Yeah. I did not realize that they already posted it. I thought it would be a little later, but I guess she is going away in like what? A little over a week. So let's all watch it together. Let me know if the audio sucks.
Тихий дон в тумане, не спеши уходить. В ивнике у воды кони пьют, склонившись к воде. А в саду у хаты вишни в росе
No, there's more of the Patches EP.
стоят.
Oopsies.
Словно небо плачет.
I'm gonna pretend it's Marsha's EP, because they only released one character this whole patch.
По реке плоты плывут, льется старая песня. На груди у деда крестик, спасший от пули. За столом у печки хлебом пахнет душа. Только в окнах зарево чужим огнем дышит. Не надейся на стрелки, ужалеет заря. Только вечер шепчет о чужом половецком клече.
This is kind of a bop already, though, I will say. I'm already sick of looking at Igor's tiny little, tiny self here. But this is a bob.
Конь в степи споткнулся о проржавевший штык. На заре казак седлает коня, сдерживает крик. В сундуке у матери свадебный плач ждет. А в ручье у брата медно гильза поет. По реке плоты плывут, льется старая песня. На груди у деда крестик, спасший от пули. За столом у печки хлебом пахнет душа. Только в окнах зарево чужим огнем дышит. Не зови на час, не сули чужой славы. Только пчелы помнят, как липору пели на заставы, а в колодце звезды отражаются в раз. То ли сабли блещут, то ли молнии угас. Эй-ей, эра-ей, ей-ей-ей-ей-ей. Эй-ей, эра-ей, ей-ей-ей-ей. Эй-ей, эра-ей, ей-ей-ей-ей. Эй-ей, эра-ей, ей-ей-ей.
Hell yeah. That is a bop. What the heck? I still regularly think about the children's hospital scene. That's like ingrained in my memory. Oh, Marsha. We're just searching for a Russian CC. I wonder if we can get a Russian translation. So like 5 vids and all the comments are like, that's very cool. No Russian won't play. Really? Huh. Do Russians not like this game or what? Russian CC though is very interesting.
Thanks to my training, I've learned to embrace silence and
finish my tea
appreciate the slow passage of time.
before we begin.
And no, it's not wasted. Quiet contemplation is a necessary step toward gaining peace of mind.
Oh god. I should have turned on my humidifier before I went to bed. No Russian translation. Oh, I see. You probably want to grow the Russian community more before even thinking of doing a Russian voiceover. That's fair. I think that's a good call. I mean, I don't know anything about Atomic Heart. Does it take place in Russia or Germany? I don't remember. Does somebody remind me? I truly don't know anything about the Atomic Heart. Are they still doing that collab? Did they announce a date, or did they just announce the collab? I still have mixed feelings about about that collab, but I also, again, I haven't played it. It's Russia? Okay. Maybe that's what maybe that's what they're aiming for with the Atomic Heart collab. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll find out. Let's get started. Get me in there. I saw people talking about Muldir's. I saw a singular part of Muldir's anecdote, and I am so excited to get to that. Ooh, this is a dangerous this is a dangerous shot already. On the inside.
Ich, Marsha, lege feierlich diesen Eid vor meinen Brüdern des Orden ab. Ich gelobe Treue und Gehorsam, allen Besitz zu entsagen, für meine Brüder zu sorgen und den Orden niemals zu verlassen. Ich gelobe, den Hochlandorden in Ehren zu halten, ihn treu zu verteidigen und meine Pflichten mit unerschütterlicher Hingabe zu erfüllen. Ich gelobe, diesen Eid ohne Trug zu wahren, den Gesetzen der Tugend zu folgen und den Rat meiner Brüder zu ehren. Bis zum Tage meines Todes.
Oh boy, we're already doing nightly vows. A hand rests on her shoulder, bringing with it the weight of enormous responsibilities. In the name of our sacred order and with the blessings of the Lord above, we accept your oath. We bestow upon these gifts bread, pure water, and your robes. She puts her hands together and allows the heavy cloak to settle on her shoulders. Another weight shifts onto the cloak, a hand. From today onwards, you walk the path of a knight.
It is more of a burden than an honor, Marsha.
That's not comforting.
I understand.
She clutches her hands together, feeling the warm moisture on her palms. That's like getting a job and then just them immediately telling you, like, hey, this job is gonna suck. The knight folds her hands once more. A rare peace settles over the safe zone, yet it does little to soothe the dead and dying.
Hear my prayer.
Brothers and sisters, you have proven your courage today. Do not fear the darkness. I shall pray for you. I'm not doing a German accent, by the way. I'm not doing any accents today. May you rest in peace in the light. She finishes her prayer and opens her eyes, composing herself once more. Since their long retreat, they've been forced to tend to the heavily wounded on the move, but for every soldier they save, another succumbs to infection. So many lives lost needlessly. If only we had proper facilities or just clean bandages. She lets out a heavy sigh. Marcia moves to comfort her. We've done all that we could, Marguerite.
There's no need.
Every life is precious, but it's not in our hands to decide who lives and who dies. Messenger. Sister Marcia, Commander Carice is asking for you. I'm on my way. Marcia looks over to the... I can't read. Marcia looks over the dressing station once more before she leaves. Carice.
Commander Creas.
I immediately forgot what this guy sounds like. He has an accent, right? I don't care. Not my problem. I received a report from Razor Squad. They say they've encountered a Hochland Knight in Sen, not far from the front lines.
Do you mean...
Someone from my order? It seems so. Razor has attempted contact, but she made it clear she has no intention of evacuating. I'm not doing a British accent, okay? I'm not doing any accents. The only one I can do is a Texan accent. I can only do American adjacent accents. Anything else, don't ask me. I need you to go to Sen and find out what's going on. We've temporarily put Manus Vindictae on the back foot, but it's only a matter of time until they come back in force. We can't have these sorts of loose ends blunting out our efforts. I do believe you may be able to bridge the gap between the Foundation and your former comrade.
I'll do my best.
But the dressing station... We're moving as many of the wounded as we can to the rear tomorrow. To real hospitals, they'll see proper care. There's a train to Sen in 2 hours. You're to leave as soon as possible. Understood, sir. Need to get you an accent training? Absolutely not. That seems hard. Because it's not just like the accent. There's also like just the straight up the words that people use are different. I can never figure that out. The knight touches her pauldrons as she leaves the office.
I'm glad.
It's been so long. She feels a wave of relief, but it's soon tinged with anxiety. We're on a train. Haven't seen this in a hot minute. The train pulls into the station with a long whistle. Marcia feels the tension in her neck relax a little as she steps off with the rest of the crowd.
Marcia.
You're finally here. Razor stands waiting for Marcia at the station. A look of pained helplessness is written across his face.
What is it?
Mr. Razor, please inform me of the situation in full. I like that he's just called Razor. Isn't Razor like the whole team? You were told about the knight that has refused to speak with us, correct? Well, there's another problem. We've gotten word of extensive movement from Manus Vindictae in the region. An offensive, perhaps, or at the very least, a sizable troop redeployment.
But...
Our orders are to clear the area of all civilians, but your old comrade. She refuses to budge. He shakes his head begrudgingly.
Why?
She won't evacuate. Do you have any idea why? I think that's something only you can figure out. But if her replies are any indication, she seems intent on fighting Manus Vindictae.
What?
By herself? That seems entirely unreasonable.
Exactly.
Now you see why we wanted you. She's an independent woman. God forbid. We know that the Knights of the Hockland Order are powerful. You're living proof of their capabilities. But we can't just let her charge out alone against the Manus. It'll put our operations here at risk. We don't want unnecessary bloodshed. Our vows are a sacred commitment. It's little wonder she would want to fight. Still, I don't understand why someone from my order would refuse to cooperate.
What happened?
There must be some reason she's being so stubborn. I wonder what she's after. Marcia keeps that question in mind as she takes her leave from Razor and walks from the station into the city. Razor Squad is likely named after the weapon they all have, but he himself is also Razor. Interesting. Feels like it could be a little confusing, but interesting. Ooh, minigame. What? What the hell? Achieve objective. Emotion weight. Move your core around with a joystick to absorb negative emotions. What? What the hell is this? Oh my god! Oh my god! Wait, this feels weird on a keyboard and mouse. That's kind of silly. It's like, what is that one .io game? I'm sure everyone has played it at least once, or at least like a knockoff of it. That IO game where you like, yeah, that one, Agar.io. Oh my god, I haven't thought about that in so long. That's so funny. That feels a little random for Marcia's character story. Sen has already seen the full brunt of arcane warfare, their after effects turning the streets into a twisted mockery of their former existence. But the Foundation succeeded in getting most of the population out before the fighting got too close, leaving the area like a strange, lifeless moonscape. According to Mr. Razor, the night should be somewhere around here. Marcia stands at the crossroads, taking stock of her surroundings. Closed doors, dark storefronts, occasionally life stirs in the front, form of passing refugees trudging their most treasured possessions toward the evacuation points. She already left. Wait! The shout comes from the end of the street. Marcia turns alert and ready for danger. But no sooner does she turn than a tiny form slams into her leg. Watch it, lady. Don't you know there's a war coming? Oh my god, this kid is so cute. The boy tumbles out onto the street, along with his felt hat and everything he's holding. I can't say that. Excuse me, is everything alright, young man? Are you hurt at all? Marcia crouches down to inspect the boy. Leave me alone. Mama's gonna catch me. The boy gathers his things in a rush.
Hold on!
She grabs the boy just as he is about to run, nearly causing him to stumble again. His mother runs towards them, out of breath.
What happened?
What does "stas" mean? Can I get a translation in chat? Can I call you that? What happened? Why are you running around out here? This place isn't safe. You should go home to your mother. Oh, that his name? I thought she was talking to the mom already. The boy twists with all his strength to break free from Marcia, his thin face flushing. Seeing that he can't escape, his shoulders slump in frustration. Oh, that's his name. Okay, I got confused. I thought she was, like, referring to the mom with some, like, just, like, a polite name. I just want to deliver a gift. A gift? Ah, you little brat. The boy's mother at last catches up, puffing with both exasperation and exhaustion, and gives his head a smack. Thank you so much, madam. I swear, I look away for just 1 second and he starts charging into trouble. I wasn't charging into trouble. I had to deliver my gift. You always tell me to keep my word. Well, that's what I'm doing. There's no time for that. What if we miss the evacuation train? The boy pouts, but he has no argument.
Don't worry.
Would you let me know what's going on here? Please, don't worry. I'm on a mission from the St. Pavlov's Foundation. Marcia points to the badge on her chest.
I'll do my best.
If it's something as simple as delivering a gift, or perhaps I can help. Really? The boy wrings himself free and offers Marcia the item he had been carrying. Is this a shield? The construction is somewhat rudimentary, made of welded steel with an old belt for a strap, and it's on the smaller side, only as long as her forearm, but its purpose is unmistakable. Red paint twists into a shape across this rough surface. It's difficult to make sense of, but it seems to portray the silhouette of a building on a hill. My little Stas had a bad fever. With the way things were, we were worried we wouldn't be able to get him to a doctor. But then we came across this woman. Oh, she was wearing armor just like yours. Ooh, a lead. The woman points I can't read. The woman points toward Marcia's pauldrons, a bit surprised. She heals Stas, and to repay her kindness, he wanted to give her a shield to match her armor. My husband, he helped make it from an old bucket. With the evacuation order and all the packing, we haven't had time to give it to her. I put it away for later. But then Stas happened to find it, and since then, I haven't had a moment's peace.
Do you mean?
The sigil on the shield, is it meant to be a castle on a hill? That's right. Are you... Yes, a fellow member of our order. I'm looking for her. Have you any idea where she is, and did you happen to get her name? A lot of, what do you call it? Oh, my brain is completely blanking. A lot of backgrounds from the same event. Within an old but tidy house, a kettle begins to roll and cry with steam. A woman in knightly armor sits on a wooden chair, cleaning her helmet with care. It bears the scratches and scuffs of an untold number of battles, yet it has clearly been meticulously maintained. Meticulously. A knock at the door breaks the rhythm of her work. Who is it? Sister Adelheid, are you in there? The sound is soft and faint, filtered by the door, but Adelheid feels her heart skip.
Adelheid.
It's me, Marcia. Oh my god! It's a voice she could never mistake. Her palms feel numb as she moves towards the door. She almost involuntarily jerks it open. The face she sees behind the door is both everything she feared and hoped for. Aw. A face she once thought gone and buried. A face that elicits grief and sorrow in every reflection. But now all she feels is joy.
I'm glad.
Adelheid, it's really you. The woman in front of her is tired. Maybe from a long journey, but breathing, radiating warmth. Not a skeleton, not some revenant or nightmare. Living, breathing, at her doorstep.
Marcia?
It's a miracle. Marcia, you're here. You're alive. She nearly leaps toward her, her hand stretched outward, but she freezes in place from shock or awe or fear. She can't say. Yet Marcia reaches in and pulls her into a warm embrace. Aww.
Adelheid.
Yes, I survived Dead Man's Hill. I'm so glad you did as well. It is a true blessing, being able to reunite in these times of war. Adelheid lets out a long, drawn breath and nestles into the hug, before breaking from it with a reassuring pat.
Yes.
Come inside. The weather has come early this year, or winter has come early this year. I'd rather not let the chill in. Oh, that's so sweet. I have something for you. A gift of thanks from Stas. Oops. The rough shield is delivered to the knight as promised. Adelheid takes it and turns it in her hands. I'll have to give him a proper thank you, should we ever chance to meet again. His family has done me a great service. They helped me find this place.
However...
But Marcia, I must know. How did you manage to survive? The question is asked alongside an offered cup of tea. The curling steam masked the betrayal at the heart of her answer. Betrayal? I was injured during the fight. When I went down, I thought perhaps I would die. But my armor had saved me from the worst of the damage. I used my training and waited. I just lay still, sealing away every thought and pain in my body until the medical team from the Foundation discovered me. I recovered under their care. But your armor... This was all that was salvageable after the medics cut me free, but I could never fully part with it. Not that it matters much. Armor is more of a hindrance than an aid on the battlefield now. I was literally about to say, like, why is Adelheid have so much more armor than Marcia? But I guess that's why. We have always clung to our traditions, perhaps even after they were no longer of use. She studies Marcia as she speaks, taking note of her uniform beneath the pauldrons. No longer a knight, but not a soldier either. A nurse's frock. And on this new uniform, an unexpected badge, one she immediately recognizes with a stir of aversion.
Why?
Adelheid, why are you here, or why are you out here alone? Where are the other members of our order? Dead, I assume. Adelheid takes a long sip of her tea, as if trying to swallow down questions she hasn't yet found the courage to ask.
The Order.
A lot has happened in the Order. I suppose, first of all, that I am now its acting Grandmaster. Oh. Interesting. In the event of the Grandmaster's death, the role is passed to the knight with the highest seniority until a new leader is confirmed. Neither needs to... Where did that... Hold on. Why do I need a... No. Windows. Do not restart. Go away. Sorry. Neither of them... neither needs to remind the other of this plain fact.
What?
What happened to Master Herman? It is as you fear. He's dead. Marcia can't help but draw a sharp breath.
What happened?
Less than a month ago. I heard nothing about it.
Back then.
Surely you know that Manus Vindicte rose out from the shadows, that they've unleashed this war on all of humanity rather than face the consequences of their manipulation. But their earlier infiltration was deeper even than anyone had known. Every communication network had been compromised or crippled, including ours. You have been away from the Order for too long. It's only natural that you wouldn't know. Marcia tightens her grip on the cuff. There's a needle-like accusation in her words. Master Herman had lived for more than a decade. Though as a young novice and later knight, she had little direct contact with him. But she knew, as all young knights of the Order did, that Herman was a model of chivalry, brave, loyal, strict, and maybe a little too rigid, but a man worth looking up to. How did he die? The idea that a man of such virtue and wisdom was gone, that he had fallen in some god-forsaken battlefield, twists in her heart. He was killed in our very castle. Whoever did it framed things to look like a suicide, but I saw the scene with my own eyes. There was a struggle in that room.
However...
Yet, the Order was under pressure from the government. The others decided to brush the investigation under the rug, rather than face the possibility that we had been compromised like the army. I went through his letters and diaries. He had already noticed the shadows of Manus Vindicte operating in our ranks. Master Herman was loyal to his oaths and to us. He must have been attempting to expose them.
The Order...
But even so, once the military's involvement with the Manus was revealed, things started to fall apart. There was only one thing that all of us realized. We had been betrayed. Oh. With the armistice coming, we withdrew from fighting to determine what to do next. But even as we left the front, the divisions began to show. Some wanted to return to Hostlosh? Don't know. And build it into an independent state, to carve out our own personal kingdom as it was in the ancient past.
I disagree.
Had they learned nothing from the war? How were mountain knights supposed to rule in a time of machine guns and tanks? That is true.
Yes.
I think they understood the futility. Maybe they even realized how foolish they were being. But when all else falls apart, people often turn to nostalgia and tradition. They faced into the bleak future and chose to believe in an idyllic past. But there was a greater tragedy. Manus Vindicte had beaten the main force home. They ransacked the castle, killed its defenders, and left it in ruins. Adelheid puts down her cup. Its bottom clinks as it hits the table. Centuries of wealth accumulated by our order, and all the rewards of its glory were gone. Our treasures are doubtless being melted down to fuel their schemes. Marcia closes her eyes. She knows every room, every corridor, every pillar of that castle. It was her home. Oh. She imagines all those familiar things being torn down, stripped, sold for parts, and melted into scrap. A firestorm of anger and humiliation wells up inside her, but years of training kick in, and she calms herself with her arcane skill. I hope the castle itself will be restored. The emotions fall away, and reason takes over. Something clicks in her mind. Is that why you haven't left this place? Adelheid's lips curved.
Marcia.
That's so. Then you have come to me on behalf of your foundation. Oh, that's so sad. Marcia didn't even get to see what happened. The first lesson. I think their order location was in the mountains, so it might be that. Oh, I see. High castle. Marcia falls silent. She looks at Adelheid, and Adelheid looks back, measuring her. I won't deny that I was sent here by them. And at the very least, you have not sacrificed your honesty along with the rest of your sacred vows. Does the Order and the Foundation have beef? I would never lie to or deceive another of our Order, least of all you.
But
There's no contradiction between my mission and my loyalty to you. Adelheid, you raised me. The Order gave me a home and a purpose. I will always care for you and the safety of our people. She chooses each word carefully, but sincerely. Her mentor holds a long silence, leaving only the sound of the windows rattling in the wind. At last, she breaks the quiet with intention. In 2 days, a convoy from Manus Vindicte will pass through Ridgua, carrying all that they've stolen from us. As acting Grandmaster, I cannot allow them to escape with their plunder, not after failing to prevent their raid in the first place. I will not allow this opportunity to pass untaken. But Manus Vindicte has weapons enhanced with arcane skills. You're the only one, you're only one knight. You can't do this alone. The danger is too great. Maybe you can work something out with the Foundation so that...
Danger.
Ooh, they do got beef. Adelheid repeats the word under her breath like a rebuke. They killed Master Herman and violated the sanctity of our home. If our vows mean anything at all, I must answer these transgressions, to leave without avenging it.
Dies ist die schwerste Gefahr, der sich ein Ritter stellen kann.
The Order may be much diminished, but we are not so base as to ask bureaucrats to fight our battles. Adelheid's words land with weight. Her expression is cold and point of fact. The warmth and joy she had shown to Marcia is gone. Now, she speaks to her as she would, and certainly has, to any other St. Pavlov Foundation employee. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have brought it up. The pale sunlight outside the window cuts deep shadows across Adelheid's face. But then Marcia notices something in that cold detachment, and pulls her friend's closed fist into her hands. Marcia. Anger, sadness... oh, excuse me. Anger, sadness, and disappointment begin to pass through their interlaced fingers into the young knight. The older woman exhales, relieved. Her emotions, too long dammed up, are now passed into another's hand. Oh, that's how her arcane skill works? I thought it was just for her. Actually, that feels a little scary though. That kind of arcane skill. Oh my god. Oh my god, there's so many types. You fail when stress reaches 5. Oh my god. What? Oh, okay, I see. You and I don't read. Oh god. Oh god. What the hell? This is so unserious. What is it? 50? Come here. This is really weird to control with a mouse though. Like this is truly a mobile game. Kind of mini game. Oh Christ. Hey! God damn it. I need a controller or a just mobile. Get away from me, asshole. Okay, where's the 50? That 130 or 150? I can't read. I hate how the camera barely moves with the blob. That's my problem. Oh, that's 130. Okay. What is the next one? There's a small one here. Am I stuck? Am I stuck? Why am I stuck? Dude. Come here. Help me. Guys. I'm stuck. Wait. How do I get out? Oh, okay. Thank God. What the hell? This camera is making me upset. Okay. Jesus. Thank God there's a boost.
You've borne too heavy a burden, Adelheid.
We're gonna ignore that. We are sworn to carry each other's burdens. You may doubt me, but I have not forgotten my vows. Those words made us sisters, and I will never forsake that bond. She can feel Adelheid's emotions spin over the words. A rush of anger, pain, and sorrow floods between them.
Well, then.
You say you remember our teachings. Do you not remember the danger in taking in another's emotions? It is a last resort, one only used in times of great peril. Did I fail to impress that lesson on you too? Marcia smiles, feeling like that clueless young novice she once was, with a rush of embarrassment and guilt, but also affection.
But
You taught me to put the needs of my comrades above all other things. That includes sharing their pain and their duty. So, allow me to fight with you. If we stand together, we may stand a chance at succeeding. I won't leave you to fight this battle alone, sister. Aw. I don't presume to think I could tell you no. You've never listened to a word I've said. Aw. This is so sweet. Marcia looks up at her mentor, feeling a hot flush of pride pass through her. We leave at dawn. Ooh, flashback? The crashing of the waves on the rocky shore does its best to drown out the little whimpers below.
Marcia.
I knew I'd find you here, Marcia. The young girl looks up, her face streaked with tears.
What's going on?
Do I not get a little baby Marcia? Okay, evil. It was the other novices again, wasn't it? Marcia wipes her tears with her sleeve, but the spray of seawater has left her robes too damp to dry her face. What should I do, Master? Adelheid lowers herself to the rocky precipice along with her. What do you think you should do, Sister Marcia? I try to lead them alone and just do what I'm told, but...
I'm afraid not.
A warm, broad hand brushes the girl's tears. She looks up at her caretaker, confused. They upset you because you allowed them. You showed them fear, and they seized on it. Wolves do not strike a standing deer. The hunt begins only after they put them to flight. Then... be as a stag in the forest. When they push you, show no fear. Turn your antlers on them. fight back. But they're taller than me, and stronger. Strength will come as you train. Height too, so long as you remember to eat your vegetables.
Show everyone that you won't be trampled underfoot.
They may howl and bark, you may even lose a few battles, but you must show them above all else.
You have the courage to fight back.
You are to be a knight, Sister Marcia. A true knight does not falter, nor does she pout. Adelheid offered the reassuring pat on the young girl's shoulder. I know. I want to become a true knight, brave and strong. She says the words with both innocence and ambition. The waves crash against the rocks again, like the drumming of a coming battle. Adelheid and Marcia are so sweet. Oh my god. Guys, fun. I love found family. Marcia opens her eyes. In the dark room, the only thing she can see is the faint metallic shimmer of light glinting off her pauldrons. Good, I don't need to wake you. By the window, Adelheid is already packing. Stas's shield is fastened at her waist. Oh. Marcia lets out a long breath. Please wait, Adelheid. I'll be ready in a minute. Soon, Marcia shoulders her first aid crate and heads out with Adelheid. I wish we could have seen a baby Marcia. Alas. Was there a baby Marcia in the CG? When she was talking about... When she was telling those kids the story of how she became a knight? I don't remember. I feel like there was, but I might be hallucinating. Second lesson. The two knights begin their journey across the war-torn countryside and reach Regua by nightfall. Sadly, I'm hallucinating. Damn. Yeah, I know. I remember that it was about her. The story that she was telling. I just could not remember if it was, or if they showed her. Alas. Missed opportunity, BP. I know all of us would have eaten that up. They stop at the outskirts of town, already dilapidated before the war, a maze of husked-out ruins and empty buildings. Their convoy should pass through here this time tomorrow. The roads narrow here before passing through the town center. It will force them to slow and move in single file. This is where we launch our attack. Adelheid surveys their surroundings and points to the only path leading through the town. The houses here are all abandoned, most left in a hurry. There should still be some things left behind. We can borrow this house for tonight. Marcia walks to the back of the house and examines it carefully. Under the eaves, strings of dried nettle and yarrow sway in the wind. Marcia touches them, sweeping the dust away.
I can hardly believe it.
Has your foundation given you leave to come along with me? I've reported back to my commander and to Mr. Razor. At any rate, my task was to convince you to leave Sen. I would say this is an interpretation of those orders. He doesn't respond. The brisk wind passing through the old town rises to fill the void.
Marcia,
I'm truly glad you survived.
you've broken your vow.
I still don't understand your decision. Why didn't you ever attempt to contact us? Why would you want to leave our order? I shall never forsake the order, nor shall I hold fealty to another. Marcia had made these solemn oaths the day she became a knight. She had been waiting for these questions, accusations even, but when they arrived, she found that Adelheid's tone was far gentler than she expected.
I could not bear to take another soldier's life.
The path of knighthood should not be one of endless slaughter on the battlefield. If I returned to the order, if I had stayed a knight, I would have been forced to fight, kill, and die. Absolute loyalty to the order and unquestioning obedience to its authority. That was the demand made on all those who swore its oath. And one of the few she ever doubted. I've dealt with this foundation of yours before. I admit their intentions seem noble, and they have done some good. Yet, I also know they've been recruiting soldiers and amassing military strength.
I'm afraid not.
Isn't, like, everybody doing that right now? Okay. Your foundation will soon command an army, moving between countries and acting according to their own authority. An organization with no oversight and no accountability. In many ways, they are as dangerous as Manus Vindictae. I agree entirely.
But
I have chosen to put my faith in them, in what my own eyes have seen of their work. And with the Foundation, I'm free to do the work I'm free to do the work that I believe in, to save lives, not to end them. I can do so much more good with them than I ever could before. That feels a little underhanded. Her mentor shakes her head ruefully.
I cannot approve that.
What you've done is without precedent in our order.
I understand.
Marcia doesn't rush to persuade her. She only focuses on what would matter most to her. I never truly abandoned my vows as a knight. And worry for the sake of the order.
Adelheid.
What are you going to do, Master? The woman pauses, composing her thoughts and vision for the future. After I reclaim our treasured relics and return them, I will begin a search for all our scattered knights. I don't know what comes after that. I will allow our future to unwind as it will. Though I'm certain it does not include setting up our own feudal state out of an old castle. Marcia notices the confusion in Adelheid's words. Grandmaster, may I share my thoughts with you? Yes.
I want to rebuild the Hochland Order as a humanitarian medical relief organization.
Ooh.
That way, our knights can be freed from further bloodshed and return to the Order's greater purpose.
Good for you, Marcia. She gives weight to the young knight's words, whether out of respect or genuine consideration.
I cannot approve that.
Okay. That is not who we are, sister. Marcia had expected her mentor's reluctance, but she purses her lips and doesn't back down. Adelheid, please consider the possibilities. I've given this a great deal of thought.
I still remember.
Since joining the Foundation and assisting people as a medic and a nurse, I've had a chance to reflect on the things you've taught me. You told me yourself that our order was founded as a place of healing for wounded soldiers and victims of war. Couldn't that be true again? Adelheid goes blank. That familiar look of forcefully suppressed emotion crosses her face. Then she simply turns and walks into a nearby house. It's late. We need to rest. Marcia remains outside the door and lifts her gaze. Low clouds drift overhead like the palm of a giant, ready to close in, offering no escape. I don't see why she wouldn't even want to, entertain the idea. I don't know. You can have, some people still be traditional knights. And then some be medics. Marcia limps into the castle. Her figure looks small beneath the towering columns. A shadow falls over her, swallowing her entirely. Adelheid. The knight wears a stern expression. She seems to have been waiting for some time. I watched your training today. You were ordered to fall back, yet you chose to stay behind. You chose to stay behind and to hold off the pursuers. Yes, ma'am. What was your reason? They were wounded. Someone had to bide in time, or the whole team might have been caught. And you believed your sacrifice would guarantee their escape. Mission accomplished. Is that correct? Yes, ma'am. And did you buy them enough time? No, ma'am. After I died, the pursuers caught up with the rest of the team. Her heroic sacrifice ended prematurely. Tapped by a blunted spear, she was declared dead and put out of the fight. You stayed behind and alone without any cover, without a plan. All you ended up doing was throwing your life away. The young knight is struck by her master's criticism, but she steels herself and defends her choice. The problem was our choice of evacuation route.
But
If we had attempted the other mountain pass, where the path was narrow, I would have been able to buy them enough time.
this is my choice.
A knight, a true knight, is never afraid of death in the service of duty. She looks up at Adelheid, staring straight into her eyes, her lips pressed into a hard line.
What if...
And if there is no narrow pass next time, what if you cannot guarantee your sacrifice will mean anything at all?
Marsha.
You think I don't know you, child? It wouldn't have made a difference. You've always acted recklessly. You volunteered to man the battering ram without even knowing how it works. You're the first to the front in every shield wall, and the first to leap into every fight.
You were too bold. It seemed as if you would not accept any fate except that of a martyr.
That's ugh. I have thoughts, but I have an opinion on that. Her tone is self-critical, but she softens as she leans toward Marcia.
I understand.
I know you're eager to prove yourself. You want to show you're worthy of our vows with some great act of sacrifice. You want people to forget that you're just some lost orphan discarded in the snow.
Marsha.
That you are instead a valiant knight, a fighter worth celebrating through the ages. Isn't that right, Marcia? Marcia freezes, her face flushing hot. Her deepest desire had been laid bare with complete precision. Yes, it's true.
However...
You've replaced your fear with bravado, but you haven't learned to use your courage effectively, making you foolhardy. Adelheid turns and motions for Marcia to follow.
Adelheid.
Where are we going? Their footsteps echo through the empty hallway, time seeming to slip away in the rhythmic echoes. A new lesson, something just as important as bravery. Yes?
Cherish your life.
Recklessness doesn't just waste your courage, it puts your comrades in danger as well. Marcia, do you know why the Hochland Order was founded?
I still remember.
You've told me before. It was created to tend to wounded soldiers. I think it's time I teach you its history in detail. Adelheid stops and opens the library door behind them. Interesting. Did you try for Marcia? I did. I did get her. Thank God. But I was guaranteed. The night is dark. Not a single light nor star illuminates the space beyond her view. Marcia listens to the rustling that pulled her from her sleep. Someone has slipped inside in the middle of the night and is rummaging around for something. All but invisible in the darkness, she can spy Adelheid stirring awake. Without exchanging a word, they both continue to feign sleep, waiting for the intruders to come closer.
Shoot.
Damn it, nothing here. Shh, don't wake them up. The low whispers come from two men. They creep toward the cabinet above the knights' heads. Maybe that's what they're after. If it's not here, we have to get back. Before he can finish the sentence, the frightened man suddenly realizes he can't move. His body is pinned to the floor. He turns his head with difficulty, only to see a gun pressed against his partner's head. Wait, we're only looking for medicine. We didn't mean any harm. The red-haired woman tightened her grip on his wrist. Medicine? Who are you? Who has the gun? Adelheid? What? Okay. I have thoughts about Adelheid scolding Marcia for what did she say? That she raised a martyr? Whatever. Marcia presses a piece of gauze to the man's cheek, a cut from the rough wall she pushed him into. Adelheid holsters her pistol and folds her arms, listening to the other man. When did she have a gun? Okay. My name is Mikhail, and the man you're pitting against the wall is my comrade, Alexei. we're from nearby. I forgot how to say this. Dorovka? Are you soldiers? Yes, we were in Brest when the armistice was signed. At first, they sent us back to recover at the hospital in town, but then things started to fall apart. We've been looking through these old buildings for medical supplies, anything we could use to help the wounded there. Oh, that's nice. We thought maybe we could bring them back something before we got out of here. The hospital was really desperate for supplies.
What happened?
Mikhail glances between Marcia and Adelheid. His eyes brighten when he notices the badge on Marcia's chest. A few days ago, there was chatter that Manus Vindictae was launching an attack, but no one took it seriously. We thought they were on the run. Then they hit us in force. In just a few days, they overran what was left of the army and seized control of all the supply routes. Now they're squeezing the life out of every last pocket of the resistance. We know they'll hit Dorovka any day now, but there's no way to evacuate the wounded safely. Ma'am, you're from the St. Pavlov Foundation, aren't you? I recognize your badge. Mikhail's pleading gaze on Marcia says what he cannot. That's correct. Mikhail, do you know how many people are still in the hospital? About 100, mostly the wounded that are too weak to move, along with the doctors and nurses. What will happen if Manus Vindictae surrounds the hospital? The scenario plays out in Marcia's mind to its inevitable end.
Don't worry.
I will contact the Foundation in Sen, explain the situation and request immediate support.
But
they won't have time to get here before the Manus. Before then... Marcia looks at Adelheid. Her head is dipped, heavy with thoughts of her own. Mikhail, I need to discuss this with my comrade.
I'll do my best.
If possible, I will join you at the hospital and do what I can to assist you until the Foundation arrives. Thank you. Behind them, Adelheid had opened the door and briskly stepped outside. Is this post chapter 12 or before? It's hard to say. Hard for me to tell, at least. Outside the house, Adelheid removes the little shield hanging at her waist. Thin sheet metal with a rough weld, never properly polished, its uneven edges sting her palms as she turns it in her hand.
What if...
By this time tomorrow, we may have reclaimed our stolen relics. All the wealth and history of our order lies just out of grasp. The thin morning light turns the distant horizon pale.
But
By this time tomorrow, the hospital and all of the people inside may be nothing more than a charred ruin.
Adelheid,
These people need our help. Adelheid frowns, yet her eyes can't help tracing the simple strokes painted across the shield. Stas had never seen their home. He had no idea what Hoskos would actually look like. But through Adelheid's words, it seemed he imagined it as an unyielding tower that stood tall atop the mountain for 1,000 years. A castle where generations of knights lived, fighting for justice and service of the weak and the needy. The place she had left before coming to Sen, where she had met a boy in need of help. The boy who painted this tall and noble tower. Losing those relics had laid our shame bare to the whole world. As acting Grandmaster, I failed to stop them. I was derelict in my most sacred duty. Now I have a chance to right this injustice. I cannot allow them to escape. If the order is to survive, we must reclaim those priceless treasures. Are these relics really that important? I don't know. I feel like there is no point to this. You could probably bring back the order without all those relics. It would be fine. Adelheid looks down the road toward the town center, conflict tightening her expression.
you shall be the shield that protects the weak.
Adelheid replies with a dry, bitter laugh. We always recite the words from the Code of Chivalry and the Knight's Vows before we march.
Whether to defend a knight's honor or save precious lives, Such things ought not be
I thought
weighed
she
against one another. However...
Yeah, here we are, forced to the side. Marcia walks up to her mentor and comrade in arms.
Adelheid,
Remind me, Sister Adelheid, why did you receive the shield? She replies with a sharp glance deep with turmoil.
Back then,
A boy lingered in death's hand, sick with a deadly fever, but I cured him. In turn, I suppose he wanted to protect me. It may not be the equal of our greatest relics, but it was given with noble intention. Neither needed to say the obvious. A bullet would pass through that thin sheet metal like it was paper. But Adelheid planned to carry it into battle all the same. Our vows have always been in service to people like him, without expectation of reward.
but
A single act of mercy is more worthy of our vows than 1,000 gilded relics and chests of looted gold. That shield is proof of your honor as a knight. I don't see a dilemma at all. So true, Marcia. Adelheid just needs to listen to her. I mean, I guess she was saying that people turn to nostalgia in times like this, but like, come on, let's be for real. Marcia's voice is as soft as rustling grass. She knows she's challenging everything her mentor has ever held dear, but she will not let it go unsaid. If we miss this opportunity, there may never be another chance to reclaim what we've lost. But the Order has a long way ahead. Long enough for us to restore its glory and fill that empty castle once more. Let it begin with that rusty shield. Let it be the sign of what is to be a true knight. What it is to be a true knight. Marcia stands firm. She can sense her old master hesitating. All she needs is a gentle push. Yet for as much as it might herald a new beginning, that tower on her shield is also a reminder of their roots.
you've changed.
I remember when you were the one that couldn't wait to face the enemy, leaping to your death instead of falling back to care for the wounded. Marcia smiles softly.
I just hope that the changes I have gone through will lead me to a brighter future.
Diabolical. War changes us. It changes everything, in ways that cannot be undone. But I must believe the changes I went through have a purpose. With 2 Hawkland Knights in their defense, the hospital may just hold out until the Foundation's support arrives. Marcia exhales in relief. Thank you, Adelheid. She smiles and then takes out her communicator. Boo! We don't get a little Marcia 8-bit chibi? Mr. Razor, we have an emergency. Adelheid gives the shield one last glance before fastening it back to her waist. Every Foundation member. Oh God. Hello. Okay, I was about to say every Foundation member should have an 8-bit chibi, but what is happening? The 4 of them waste no time and reach Darovka by noon. They can spy the hospital from the end of the road. But something else comes into view as well. Rising smoke. Damn it, they're already here.
Hold on!
Marcia grabs the soldier just before he begins to charge. She fixes her focus on a distant scene. The smoke isn't coming from the hospital. It's ringing outside. They're still fighting. What's that? What are we looking at? In the bright flare of exploding grenades, hardened steel flashes silver, and horses pant and whiny as they pound across the concrete. That can only be the Order. They're here, and they're fighting Manus Vindicte. Oh my god, hello? Adelheid's voice lifts with each word.
What?
Then there were other knights nearby. After the initial shock, Marcia nearly cries out in joy and relief. Hurry, let's move. She releases Alexei as they begin to dash forward toward the battle. Adelheid follows a few steps behind. She can see Marcia from the back. All of a sudden, it seems as if she were that foolhardy girl once more. But then the wind lifts the edge of her grayish-green coat, revealing a glimpse of the nurse's uniform beneath. Oh my god, there's more. The unexpected arrival of a dozen knights of the Hochland Order catches the splinter force of Manus Vindictae completely off guard. Outside the hospital, the knights mop up, ensuring the threat is completely neutralized.
Mr. Reza,
The hospital is safe. We run the Manus off for now, thanks to the Hochland Order. I need to speak with the head of the hospital and assess our situation.
Reinforcements will arrive soon.
Your requested reinforcements are still en route. Even if Manus aren't a threat for now, that hospital needs to be evacuated. Understood. Just as Marcia finishes her report, she is suddenly pulled into a warm, excited embrace. Aww. My dear Marcia, you're alive! A familiar face brightens on her like a golden sun. Her childhood sparring partner leaps toward her with a beaming smile. Marcia hugs her back just as tightly.
I'm glad.
Yes, Hilda, I'm alive. I'm so glad we found you here. But why are you here?
It was an accident.
We weren't supposed to come this way, but we heard from some of the evacuees that the hospital was in trouble. We rode as fast as we could. God be good, we made it in time.
Thank goodness.
And on top of that, to find you and Master Adelheid together. It is truly a blessed day, sister. Adelheid does not interrupt the reunion between comrades. She listens to Hildegard as the victorious warrior beams with yet more words of joy and knightly Ellen, drifting deep into thought. Childhood sparring partner. Okay. Yuri Magnet. That's cute, though. Like, the Order is just like one big found family. That is so cute. Although Manus Vindictae has been driven off, the battle has only worsened the hospital's condition. Its corridors, already crowded, have received a new influx of wounded. Coughs and low groans echo out even past the doors. What knights and soldiers can stand help move the wounded through the hallway and into the makeshift... what was that, tents? We have to go. We're all gonna die. A soldier on one of the beds suddenly thrashes upright, shoving away the nurse who is trying to stymie his bleeding. The nurse grips his shoulder to steady him. Another doctor rushes over with several strips of cloth, trying to tie the soldier's arm to the side of the bed. But he only struggles harder. Doctor, he needs a sedative. No, his pulse is too weak. Someone hold him down. Just then, a hand covered in armor reaches in and gently presses on the soldier's forehead. Sister Marcia. In short order, Marcia has made herself indispensable to the staff here as they treat the wounded and dying as best as they can.
Don't worry.
I've used my arcane skill to calm his delirium. He should be able to treat him now. She moves between wards, her pale face running damp with sweat. Sister, you arrived just in time. On the bed, the soldier's murmuring softens, and his movements slow. The doctor quickly binds his limbs and begins stitching the wound. Sister Marcia! Marcia turns and sees Mikhail at the doorway, accompanied by a woman in a nun's uniform. Marcia checks the soldier for a moment more. When the doctor gives her a nod, she steps toward the door. Nun uniform. Hello? I am Mother Superior Irene, and you must be the woman from the Foundation. I was not expecting her to have a sprite. Okay. She takes hold of Marcia's hand in a firm but gentle grasp. God bless you for what you've done here. I've done very little, Reverend Mother. The Knights of the Hochland Order arrived before we did. But more support from the Foundation is on the way. It should arrive before nightfall. Any help they can provide is already a miracle. There's still so many wounded here. These young men need all the help we can give them. She looked around the hospital, her expression heavy with grief. We'd hoped that there would finally be an end to the bloodshed after the armistice, but it seems the war continues, just wearing a different face. With the rumors of bandits and violence further east, everyone is worried for their families, but they want to help. They want to bring an end to the violence.
I'll do my best.
I will see about securing their passage home, Reverend Mother. I'm certain the Foundation will appreciate whatever help they can offer. The nun thanks Marcia once again, even more effusively than last time. Mother Irene? A panting nurse rushes down the hallway, holding an empty glass bottle. We're out of ether. There's only one bottle left in the warehouse. The hell is ether? More bad news arrives, and the dutiful woman responds. She must weigh the value of each resource against the lives and suffering around her. Prioritize surgeries. We need to make this bottle last until the evening. For the others, we'll have to rely on pressure and immobilization. Have we any alcohol left? The nurse nods. A shame it's so Ethel. More than anything, I think these boys need a stiff drink. But in lieu of that, soak some herbs with it and use them as topical salves. She turns to Marcia. Sister, would you mind relaying the urgency of our situation to the Foundation once more?
Don't worry.
Marcia looks around the room and sees other knights in silver armor working through their injuries and pain to assist the beleaguered hospital staff. She tightens her trembling hand, then makes a resolute decision. Reverend Mother, perhaps there's something more I can do. Absorb all guilt emotions. Do I want? So, how do... oh Jesus. Not paying attention. When Marcia absorbs, like, emotions with her arcane skill, like, she is absorbing it. It's not just, like, going away, right? 'Cause that doesn't feel right to me. That feels like a scary... Come here. That feels like a very scary, arcane skill to have. Get away from me. Oh god. What is happening? Am I stuck again? Oh, okay, no. Jesus Christ. This camera is pissing me off. There we go. That feels like an insane self-sacrifice. I know, like, it's just... I don't know how else to describe it. That just feels scary. Because that's like, what do you call this? Like, bottling up your emotion times 100. Like, on steroids. It's scary. I fear for Marcia. Early in the morning, Adelheid moves toward through the hospital, searching for someone. Sister Hildegard, have you seen Marcia? Hildegard pauses at the question. She'd been boarding up doors and windows since the evening prior.
Huh?
I passed by her about a half hour ago. She was coming out of the operating room. Why? I haven't been able to find her.
What's going on?
What was she doing in an operating room? Oh, I can explain. A nearby nurse pushes the medicine cabinet as a brace against the door and joins the conversation. After we ran out of anesthetic last night, Sister Marcia offered to use her arcane skill to help the men through their surgeries. Girl. Girl! Oh my god, I am so afraid for her. Last I saw her, she was headed to the storage room. Adelheid exchanges a knowing look with Hildegard, her eyebrows knit tightly. Do you have any ice, nurse? We need a bucket full or more. Nothing we can spare here, no, but some of the soldiers found an ice room in the cellar of an old building nearby. It was quite large. I think perhaps it was for a restaurant. We've been sending parties to collect ice from it from time to time, but there should still be plenty left. But what do you need the ice for?
No need to worry.
We'll take care of it. Hildegard, fetch that ice and bring it to the storage room. Now. A foolhardy girl. She's pushed herself beyond her limits. I'm certain of it. I doubt she can even move for all the pain she's taken in. Oh my god, it's not even just emotion, it's pain too, huh? Oh my god. Absolutely not. As Adelheid enters the storage room, her suspicions are immediately confirmed by the slow, ragged breath that heave out from the corner. Oh, poor girl. In a room of empty boxes, old sheets, and broken things, she finds Marcia curled up against the wall. Her eyes are shut. Tears and sweat form a confluence of rivers as they pour down her cheeks and neck. Marcia! Adelheid hurries to her side and eases her gently to the floor. At just a touch, she can feel the burning heat radiating from her body. Adelheid.
Leave it to me.
Don't speak. Slow your breathing. There's nothing for it now. You must simply endure. Hildegard is bringing up some ice water. We'll cool you down just like we used to back home. Do you remember that? I know you've always feared the cold. You have every reason, but you won't survive this heat. Marcia gives a small nod, forcing a faint, apologetic smile.
I understand.
You just won't be content until you die a martyr, will you? Why would you do something so reckless? Every time you take in someone else's pain, you put your own life at risk. I know, but I have you. Marcia gasps the words out between heaves, her voice weak. Adelheid is struck in waves, concern, then fury, pity, and lastly pride. Had there been no other nights in the hospital, Marcia might have looked for other options. But she knew the others would understand what she'd done and what to do. It wasn't reckless, it was a calculated risk, an act of complete trust in her comrades in arms. Oh my god, they were so found family. Save me. Promise me, Marcia. Swear by your oath you would never do this to me again. Marcia. The other knights arrive, hauling a tub and buckets of ice water, barking orders back and forth as they clear a space in the crowded room. Together, they lift Marcia up and ease her into icy water. Ugh. Burning heat hits icy cold. The clash is severe, sharp, painful, sending her into convulsing shivers as she sinks into the tub. Words fail to breach through her now chattering teeth. Hot and cold slam into one another like the beginning of a cyclone. The pains frozen her, tearing her thoughts apart. Her vision darkens.
Marcia?
Oh, my poor girl. She falls back into the abyss. Oh, save her. That's diabolical, though. A calculated risk. Oh, I love found family. But, like, save my girl. Absorb all negative emotions. Excuse me. Where am I? Where's my... Oh, Christ. Okay. Wait, I need one more. These, like, zoomy things are freaking me out. Oh, that took a lot out. What? What did I just run into? I did not see that. Okay. That's cool. This was truly made for mobile. I'm fighting for my life right now. Come here. Oh god, what the hell? Oh, that's what I ran into. Okay. How many more? I hate this camera. It's pissing me off. Is it? Did anybody play the minigame on mobile? Is the camera also not, like, following the joystick on mobile, or is it just because I'm on PC? Because it's pissing me off. What are we doing here? Hurry now, Freya. The Sashin lifts his hooves and charges into the fierce alpine wind. Above them, an eagle flies, its broad and powerful wings cutting through the sky like a golden arrow.
Look above us. It's wonderful to see Verena flying so high after her recovery.
Marcia gazes at the soaring raptor, her young face lit with excitement. She had found the injured eaglet beneath a mountain. I can't speak. Beneath a mountain ridge a month ago and took it under her care. Now, as if a gift in honor of her 18th birthday, her charge once again takes flight. A good omen, she hopes, for her own ceremony. With the swearing of her sacred vows to the Order, on this day, dressed in her finest robes, she'll become a true knight. Today, Freya, I become a knight of the Order, sworn to fight in his honor. I submitted an application too. If the Grandmaster accepts, I'll be trained as a pilot. A pilot? She leans down to share her secret dream with the horse as they ride forward.
I just hope that...
Then, I'll fly through the air, just like Verena. Oh my god, wait. Oh my god, Marcia's a witch. Can you imagine? That'd be kind of awesome. I can't even imagine what it must be like to see the world from above. They say that once you're high enough, the whole world just looks like moss growing over a rock. The young novice spurs her horse, giving chase to the triumphant eagle. She is about to become a knight and soon a pilot flying over the field of battle. With the wind whipping past her ears, she feels as if she is already flying, riding the wind through fire and blood toward her future glory.
Skill and courage alone decide victory and defeat.
Just like jousting knights in the old days. Up there, she can bring victory and honor to defend her order and her nation. She loses herself in the vision. In her mind, she imagines herself as an eagle, or as her eagle, looking down at the world as she swoops between the clouds. The boundary beneath sky and earth and sky dissolves. Her dream feels close enough to touch. Faster, Freya. We have to keep up. The horse answers with a loud neigh. It sounds like an agreement. She races wherever the knight's heart leads them, swift as a flash. No field is too vast for them. Glory, bravery, loyalty. These are virtues and the triumphs of a knight. Galloping hard, Marcia believes her path lies wherever these words guide her. Oh my god, she is so full of joy and whimsy. At last, the eagle becomes no more than a gray speck on the horizon, and Marcia allows her steed to slow and rest. Her dream flies off on the back of those golden wings until...
Marcia.
There you are. Marcia snaps out of her reverie. She dismounts in a flash and rushes toward her teacher.
Adelheid!
Did the reply come? Did the Grandmaster approve my application? Adelheid sighs. I'm sorry, Marcia, but you've been assigned to the 15th Infantry Regiment. You depart in 1 week. Adelheid grips Marcia's shoulder firmly, trying to temper her young novice's enthusiasm with a serious look.
There's nothing romantic about the field of battle, Marcia.
You must be ready to take care of yourself. At the time, Marcia couldn't fully understand the gravity of her mentor's words. Though she did not get to live out her dream, she was still excited to serve her order. Able to finally march out and win glory as a knight. Oh, Marcia. Soldiers and knights. They're all so joy and whimsy. Marcia wakes with a deep ache in her bones. Her heartbeat drums in her ears. The ice water has done its job, easing the worst of her pain. She lies on a makeshift bed of sheets, her clothes already dry. I need to thank Adelheid properly. She sits up, and the first thing that meets her eyes is a pair of hands. The nails are uneven. Thick calluses cover the joints. The dry skin is cracked, and bronze stains linger around the fingertips. They are the hardened hands of a trained knight, reshaped by disinfectant and iodine. Bronze stains? Okay. Who can check on Ilya? His wound may be infected. Marcia steps out of the storage room. I have Duncan's solution here. Marcia returns to her work as though nothing had ever happened. Though the words of her mentor linger in the back of her mind.
Don't worry.
Let me clean this wound. She returns to the patients and leaves her past behind. Just like that, huh? The stars and the moon hang in the sky once more, but there's still no sign of reinforcements or relief as Marcia calls to make her report.
Commander Creas.
Sir, if possible, I hope the Foundation will be able to transfer the heavily wounded to safer territory. I will speak with Razor and lead the matter to him. Mr. Razor was supposed to meet me in town this evening, but I haven't been able to reach him. I received a report that he made contact with Manus Vindicte along the way, but as soon as he mops up that little problem, he should arrive at the hospital without delay. Marcia allows herself to relax, tense aching muscles finally slack, though the change would be imperceptible to most. Good, and I will await his arrival.
But
There are some soldiers here from out east, the Don region. They've heard about the fighting there and wanted to help. Could transportation be arranged? Also, I've submitted a request to remain here and assist the hospital staff until the evacuation is complete. Approved and arranged, though I expect you to accompany them on their journey back. The Timekeeper's team will be headed that way as well. Your next mission is to support our Xeno allies in their fight and to rendezvous with the Timekeeper's team to assist them in whatever they need. Understood, sir. Hold on, soldier. Mind if I ask about your friends from the Order? They'll be staying behind here as well for the time being. We're working together to get the wounded treated and evacuated safely. Right. Here's hoping this will mark a change in our rocky relationship. Keep me updated. Yes, sir. Wait, is this really post
Marcia.
chapter 12? Because it sounds like this is the what node was that? When Verdun gets there and like Marcia's already with her, because they were going the same direction. I have no clue. Marcia hears someone calling her name. Not far away, several knights sit together in a loose circle, soft laughter drifting from the group. Hildegard waves at her. Feeling better?
don't worry.
Yes, sorry for making you worry. Hildegard waves her hand.
Thank goodness.
I'm just glad Adelheid found you when she did. I'm not sure if you would have lasted much longer. Marcia sits down beside her. What were you talking about? I'm losing my voice. Hold on. Old memories. Remembering all the chores we had to do when we were novices. Under the night sky, the knights' faces light up as they reminisce.
I still remember.
Carrying up those bundles of firewood that were nearly as tall as we were. Yeah, and it wasn't even our job most of the time. Not every would-be knight had a pure heart. Some of the older novices would often slack off and bully the younger kids into doing their work. That's so mean. All the way up the hill, 3 or 4 of us at a time, and the bundles would never hold together. I remember we tried to chase the ones that fell out as they rolled off the side, tumbling into the woods. The 2 young novices would simply sit at the edge of the slope and sigh.
But
I always loved the stories you told about them. Those falling pieces were actually adventurous wood sprites we had freed from their roots, and now they were traveling to distant lands. They would talk to the wind, do battles with legions of insects and beasts, float along rivers, and eventually rest on a shore, waiting for a new journey to begin. What can I say? I've always enjoyed a nightly adventure. They laughed together like old friends, like sisters. Under the hospital eaves, the branches in the courtyard act as silent witnesses, holding on to their memories. A breeze passes through, and those memories drift away bit by bit into the night.
I miss those days so much, Marsha. When even the most trivial of things carried an unquestioned meaning. Everything was in perfect order.
Every bundle of wood had its purpose, even if it was only meant to warm a study room. It should be as simple as that. Knights that set out to fight for justice and wander the land, returning laden with treasures and glory. This was the story they wanted for themselves. Back then, they couldn't or wouldn't imagine any other end. Have you spoken to the Grandmaster? I have. We're all concerned with what we should do next.
Marsha, you found your own path, haven't you?
Why does Hildegard have so many voice lines? There's a trace of envy in her eyes as she says it. You know, Hilda, ever since I met Adelheid again, I've started dreaming of the old days. Oh, those were dreams. I see. Marsha opens her hand, as if turning the pages of a book. Dreams that have let me relive my past, the good and the bad.
One thing is certain. Though I traveled far, I never strayed from the right path.
Seeing things here, I think that's true of the Knights of Hockland as well. Marsha glances around at the end of her words. Adelheid is there. Oh, just kidding. Hilda, where is Adelheid? Marsha truly is Yuri Magnet. You have a whole order of beautiful, wonderful girls that you grew up with. Like, that's Yuri. That's a recipe for Yuri right there. Marsha finds the knight a short walk from the hospital, sitting in quiet contemplation at the edge of a field. She sits down near her without intruding. The knight sits among the bending tall grass like an old stone, as if she had always been there. To sit in silence and set the mind to quiet is an essential virtue for a knight. In contemplation, we may search our resolve and explore the depths of our belief. It was a lecture she had heard before, and the message was clear. So, for some time longer, they sit together in silence, accompanied only by the rustle of the autumn wind.
However...
With our training, we can sometimes forget that we do need to use arcane skills to quiet our emotion. Sometimes it is better to do battle with the trouble in our hearts instead of pushing it away. What is it that you're fighting, Adelheid? Regret. When I saw our knights outside the hospital, I was relieved, overjoyed to have found some of our lost comrades. But though we saved those people, we left Fredua, we let Manus slip through our hands. Girl, let it go. It is not that serious.
I can hardly believe it.
I cannot find a center between my joy and my despair. Now the path ahead for our order seems more clear than ever before. You made the right decision based on what we knew. Oops. I did, and I'm greatly heartened to have found Hildegard and the others. That is itself a blessing.
However...
But they did not come here for me. I didn't know they were here. I didn't even know they were alive. Our order has no home and no direction. It has only magnified my disgrace.
There's no need.
I know the burdens of command weigh heavy on you, sister, but you must not be so harsh on yourself. You are given responsibility for an organization that was already falling to ruin. Its troubles are not of your making. There is little solace in that. But though I may not have created these troubles, I've been a steward over them and stubbornly refused to fix them. And I think I found the reason. I'm in search of an answer, not just for the Order, but for my own sake. Who is responsible for the Order's downfall? A cruel question. Manus Vindicte? The answer is too easy. To blame an enemy for our downfall is a hollow excuse. Is that not literally the reason why? Shall I blame the Kaiser? The military? The state? How long have we served the rulers of this land and never once doubted their authority? But I fear the truth is all too simple. The Order had grown outdated. The age of chivalry is long over. We've always been, I can't read. We've always been a mere remnant. The horrors of this war come as a long-awaited death knell.
But
Adelheid raises her hand, stopping Marcia.
Back then,
When I found you in that storage room, I was filled with guilt and regret. I felt the same way the day I heard of your death. I would never regret saving you from that.
regretted
Okay. I would never regret saving you from that snow child, but perhaps I was wrong to bring you to the Order. You could have lived some happy life with a normal family. Instead, we forced you to suppress your nature, molded you into a warrior, and convinced you that it was your duty to give your life for the sake of your vows. That's what I'm saying. A silent grief strikes Marcia's heart. Adelheid had carried her death all this time.
Adelheid,
I'm sorry I didn't tell you then. I shouldn't have let you carry that guilt.
this is my choice.
I don't regret becoming a knight, Adelheid. My days with the Order have given me the most precious gift. It is a character you, Adelheid, and the Order gave to me that has kept me from despair in the face of horror. It is my vows that keep me on my path when the way is narrow and the road uneasy. Marcia turns to Adelheid, closing in toward her, meeting her face. Adelheid replies with a defeated sigh.
I understand.
I can see your resolve. Once we brought your temperature down, I left to help the others.
However,
I feel as though I looked away only a moment before you were right back up, tending to the wounded as if you'd forgotten you'd nearly died. You may only have the pauldrons now, but you are as true a knight as any of us. A worthy sister of the Hochland Order. Adelheid returns briefly to her contemplation, picturing the knights working tirelessly through the hospital, and Marcia stands among them. So, I say to myself, See, Adelheid, chivalry has not faded after all. It can still be a shield that protects the weak and vulnerable of this age. Adelheid turns to meet Marcia's eyes, conviction and pride burning on her face.
Marcia.
As for the proposal you mentioned, this reimagining of the Order, I'll consider it. Oh yes. I mean, it's not like she has that many options. In the soft golden light of dawn, a transport convoy bearing the Foundation's logo arrives outside the hospital. Marcia finishes up her rotation through the ward, but on hearing the noise, she finds an unboarded window and leans out to get a view. Mr. Razor, good to see you finally arrived. The squad captain offers her a wordless nod before returning to unloading the vehicle. Behind him, people in gray and white checkered uniforms carry supplies into the hospital as new medics rush in beside them. Reverend Mother, this is Mr. Razor from the Foundation. Marcia leads Irene over. Mr. Razor, we appreciate the Foundation's support. Your arrival is a long-awaited godsend.
Don't mention it.
We've got our orders. We'll begin by transferring all the heavily wounded out to a safer location.
Be ready.
In 4 days' time, there'll be a train passing through the station nearby. Everyone else is to load up there for evacuation.
Don't worry.
I've been given permission to remain with you here until that time. And once we evacuate, I will be accompanying the soldiers that wish to keep fighting in the Don region. We'll be deployed to assist the Xeno Cavalry Corps near Belgrade. Wonderful. I'll share the good news immediately. After Irene leaves, Razor turns back to Marcia. I should apologize. We've arrived much later than intended. I'm not proud of that. I understand. Mr. Creus informed me of the situation. You were delayed by Manus Vindicte.
And it
We ran into
involves
one.
you.
Okay. We ran into one of their own convoys along the way. It was heavily defended, but what they were transporting might just be of interest to you. Oh my god, it's the relics. Oh my god, it's the relics. Marcia's heart skips a beat.
Do you mean?
Follow me, please.
You should gather the knights first. Oh my freaking god. Of course it is. Good for you, Adelheid. You got what you wanted. Marcia summons her brothers and sisters, and they follow Razor out to the Foundation's park convoy. Among the familiar liveries of the Foundation, one truck stands apart.
Oh,
A Manus truck.
Exactly.
We'd already gotten word that the hospital was secure, so we knew we had an opportunity. We decided to engage them, just to see what was worth all of the fuss they put into defending it.
But
We sent them packing and managed to seize the transports they were protecting, which led us to this one. During the inventory, we noticed that many of the items bore the seal of your order, Marcia, so the Foundation authorized us to return these spoils to the Hochland Order.
What?
That's crazy. Adelheid steps forward in disbelief as Razor opens the door of the truck. Inside the dim interior lies dozens of covered paintings, stacks upon stacks of yellowed books and tomes, silverware, and a shattered, dust-covered sword.
I can hardly believe it.
The ledger of the Hochland Order, candlesticks from the meeting hall, and candlesticks? I guess. A sword forged of patterned steel rests among them. Its hilt is wrapped in black horsehide, the blade fractured into several pieces. The familiar Latin inscription can still be made out along the broken blade. That's Herman's sword, the one that vanished after his death. Adelheid gathers the broken blade into her arms. Her finger runs along the edge lightly, and a thin line of blood wells up. A dim, dark blue shimmer ripples across the sword. Herman's arcane skill, bound to the blade and awakened by blood, reveals the truth. Herman used the sword in his fight with Manus Vindicte, leaving traces of their incantations on it. They must have taken it to hide any evidence of their involvement. A long-rumored secret finally lays itself bare. Behind Adelheid, the knights drive their swords into the earth, hands resting on the hilts, heads bowed in silence. Marcia puts her hands together and offers a quiet prayer for her old grandmaster.
But
We didn't recognize the sword at first, but we found the order's name on some of those books and documents. Though we knew for sure after we saw this. Ooh, hello. Painting. Wait, I'm not done reading. Razor pulls away the velvet cloth covering the paintings. After the dust settles, the solemn and sacred past appears on display in front of them.
Oh, this is...
That's Marcia's dubbing ceremony. Oh my god, they have a painting of Marcia's dubbing ceremony? That's kind of awesome. I remember we had a painter staying with us at the castle. He painted a ceremony to repay us for our hospitality. That was the day Marcia took her vows to the knight. She is so pretty. Oh my god. To have such a moment memorialized in a painting is a rare honor. Yet by coincidence, Marcia's knighting was preserved forever. A moment that belonged not just to her, but to all the knights of her order. Every knight once stood in that same place during the dubbing ceremony. They pledged vows before their new brothers and sisters and waited for the sword, the very symbol of knighthood, to rest on their shoulders. I vow to hold the Hochland Order in reverence, to defend it faithfully. I vow to keep this oath without deceit, to heed the statutes of virtue, and to honor the counsel of my brethren.
Bis zum Tage meines Todes.
Marcia remembers her oaths beneath her breath, flooded by the memory.
All the training I've done was in service of that day.
The day I became a knight. In the painting, Marcia's expression is solemn. She wears her ceremonial attire. Her folded hands tell of her expectation for the glory to come. Countless faces of knights, living and fallen, seem as though they could perfectly overlap with the girl's face. The knights departed from Hostloss after the dubbing ceremony, carrying out their duties under the Grandmaster's command.
We looked forward to it.
We looked ahead to future missions, eager to prove ourselves, to return with glory earned by our swords. Until that knightly glory was laid to waste beneath the withering scythe of machine gun fire. Now, the ones that survive wander without purpose around this grave. But the young woman in that painting walks a different path, a narrow one, defined by her vows, but no longer constrained to them. A path too small for steeds to charge, too tight for armor to pass. So, she releases her horse, lays down her sword, and packs away her breastplate. Yet she keeps her pauldrons. Their silvery steel gleams as a guide, like the North Star, a reminder of what matters. Oh, Marcia.
The Order.
The Knights of Hockland must begin anew. As the painting is uncovered, the distance between past and present clears away the dust of history. It opens a bloody wound long left untended, a rift that has kept them divided and weak. Adelheid removes her cloak and gently covers the broken sword.
I can hardly believe it.
I never would have dared to dream this sword could be recovered. Stranger still for it to have been found and returned by an organization she had long distrusted. Though the sword is far from our Order's most precious relic, it's possible all of the items of true value are gone forever. But it doesn't matter. The painting before them once proudly adorned their home stone corridor. The candlesticks once burned in the meeting hall, witnessing the knights' worship and prayer. Apart from that sword, the rest of the items are humble things from the castle. Yet though they may be of little worth, they are rich in memories, not all of them glorious, but small, tangible, and real.
However...
Even so, I feel our treasure had been restored. Just like the shield Stas gave to Adelheid, the one she carries at her waist.
What defines a knight?
Adelheid asks herself. To uphold our values and to never bow to evil, to honor our brethren alive and dead through our words and our deeds.
It's more of a burden than an honor.
You told me that after the dubbing ceremony. Marcia walks up to her mentor and comrade in arms.
Yes.
A knight's path is not one of extravagance and luxury. We learn to endure hardship and live simply, to keep our minds fixed on justice. Adelheid looks deep into Marcia's eyes. The future knighthood in her vision stands right beside her. The answer is within reach. Adelheid turns and faces the others. Brothers and sisters, after we leave this hospital, we will search for our scattered comrades.
Well then.
Along the way, I intend to follow Sister Marcia's advice. This age does not need mountain warriors, but it still needs the Order. We will find a new purpose, to help the vulnerable, to heal the sick, and to care for the wounded as we once did in days of old. The knights will distance themselves from the wicked games of war. We shall return to where we first began.
Von diesem Tage an kämpfen wir nur noch Leben zu retten, vor der Sichel des Todes.
Our efforts will no longer be confined by nationality or creed. A murmur ripples through the night, yet not a single voice rises in opposition. Marcia listens quietly, surprised. We will follow wherever you lead, Adelheid, but this is a significant change.
Well then.
That may be so. I am but the acting Grandmaster, though it is my vision. I will convene a meeting of the Order so that we might decide on our path together. Adelheid looks at Razor.
What if...
If the Order chooses this path, there may come a day when we will seek to... I can't read. Where we will seek to collaborate with the Foundation, provided the Foundation remains what it is today. The squad leader bows his head in respectful agreement.
May the peace be with us.
Sister Marcia, should that day come,
Marcia,
I hope...
you will serve as the bridge between
Why did
the
you wait
Order
so long?
and the Foundation.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
Very delayed voice line. The simple words are said as a solemn oath. A breeze sweeps across the plains, carrying the crisp scent of late autumn frost. As it passes through them, it seems to strip away the dust that is gathered under order. The morning light shines on them, a promise of a new day, a new beginning. Marcia raises her hand before her eyes. The brilliant dawn spills into her fingertips.
What a good day it is.
Indeed it is. That was nice. That wasn't like a super high stakes story. That was very nice. Oh, Marcia. Somebody help my girl though. That's such a scary arcane skill. That's so interesting though. I wonder if we're gonna see the Order again then. I feel like there is potential. Although I don't know how much they'll contribute. Truthfully. What did she say? That she wants to separate the Order from the terror of war a little more. Good for them. Good for you, Adelheid. You were kind of bothering me a little bit. But good for you. You figured it out. My girl needs to get herself a small apothecary shop next to Sentinel's clothing shop. Oh my god, so true. Let her live a simple life. That would be so beautiful. But whatever. She would not be the Marcia we know without it. That's for sure. Also, do they just not use this BG for anything in the story? It's just there for us to appreciate. Ooh, I am dying. I have not done a character story in far too long already. Oh, Marcia. I was kind of like what do you call it? In the back of my head I was like, ooh, I wonder if there's gonna be Senti Marcia scene. But honestly, I think it's fine. Good on them. I feel like with Reverse, I know all of us just love Yuri. we all love the Yuri that comes from Reverse, but I do appreciate that there's hardly ever characters that are like whose stories are fully dependent on each other. Like even like what do you call it? Even Isokanya. I know they're probably the most they appear together the most, but even them, I feel like their own stories are very focused on just them. And I appreciate that. Thank you, Reversed. Cause sometimes it gets annoying in some games. I can't think of an example, but I feel like I've seen some games where it's like, yeah, I do like the Yuri, but sometimes I want to actually hear about, I don't know, the characters for like 2 minutes maybe. That'd be nice. Who is stomping upstairs? I saw people talking about like a thumbnail that was like Reverse's like peak autism Yuri game or something. I don't remember what it was. I haven't actually watched it. I just saw the thumbnail. Despite being so intertwined with Yuri, every character has agency in their own wants and needs. It's like they're people first and Yuri second. So true, exactly. Is it a good video? Okay, maybe I'll watch it then. Cause I couldn't, I just saw someone like laugh about it on Twitter. Actually, no, I saw Bones and Apple, talk about it. Cause they were like, why am I being featured in a video? What is happening upstairs? Hello? Okay, anyways. I'll watch it. I'll watch it and I'll tell you guys what I think about it. I was gonna say something, and I immediately forgot. Oh, I have been waiting patiently for my freaking Corvus merch to get here. Cause it says estimated time of arrival is March of this year, but then it's still processing, and I'm getting impatient. I mean, it's still like the middle of March. But that's cause I think when I first ordered it, cause I got the little Corvus plushie, and then the which one was it? The acrylic stand of like Corvus holding Robuska, like the little spinning one. I got those two. And when I first ordered it, it said that ETA was February, but then it got moved to March. So I have been waiting impatiently for that. I will take a picture of it once it does get here, hopefully. Hopefully current world events haven't affected it. I know, that's what I'm worried about. Cause I have a couple other friends who order stuff from, like, Asia in general. And, like, it just gets lost forever. And I'm just praying to God, my dear Corvus plushie and acrylic gets here safely, or else I'm gonna cry. But then I don't know, because one of my friends' packages got lost, but it was because of like UPS rather than the like you're just UPS being a terrible company rather than like anything getting delayed or any kind of like political issue. It was so, I feel so bad. I feel so bad for her. So I'm just praying to God. I need my Corvus plushie. I need my acrylic. I need my Pookies. But I think that will be all from me today, because I am low-key losing my voice already. I'm congested. I don't know if you can tell.
It's not
but I randomly getting congested in like the middle of that. Hopefully I can get to Moldier's anecdote at some point. I know that the anecdotes are pretty short, especially like the new, what do you call it? The newer style of anecdotes. But I freaking love Moldier. I'm still considering if I want to get her skin. Because I do really like both of the garments right now.
Matins were usually held at
I wanted to buy both of them, but like I have $12 in my account. And then there's also a Corvus skin coming up in a couple patches that I really want. But these are just so good. Save me. We'll see. I mean, at the very least, these aren't like super limited, and it's like what, a month until they're gone. So I have time to figure out how to get my get a little bit more money. But I will try to get to Moldier's anecdote eventually. And then we'll see about doing these most recent reflections stories, cause you bet I am getting on Nala's character story. There's no freaking way. but also Willow. I really want to see Willow. But yeah, that'll be all from me today. As per usual, stream announcements will be posted on Twitter, Blue Sky, and YouTube. And I will go eat some lunch and get back on the study grind for my exam week. But hopefully I'll see you guys next week for Moldira anecdote before it goes away. And yeah, I hope everyone has a good day. Bye bye!